All right, we're live on Crystal's wall. Got it. I'll pause that. Come on, where's the pause feature? All right, you guys, we got another one coming in. So I'm going to record for the podcast and I'm going to kick this off. So sorry for the delay. Welcome, everybody, to the ER Shred Come Alive call. Grateful to have you here. We have a fun call set up. We have two men, which I'm really excited about, and I'll tell you why in just a second, because it's just something I really want to tackle in the coming year, is more and more men opening up. Heather, nod your head if you can hear me okay. Good deal. All right. And if you can put a disclaimer in the chat, we do not attempt or claim to cure, prevent, treat any illness, so forth. I have a few announcements really quick, and then we'll get to our guests tonight and their stories. Actually, I want to have Heather. Would you be willing, Chief Shred Educator Heather Sika Leonard, if you'd be willing to come on and just share with everybody those announcements, that would be awesome. We'd really appreciate that.
Awesome. I can do that real quick. So I am super excited to announce that our last Come Alive call of 2022 will be next Wednesday night, same time, same fabulous place. And it is our second annual Ugly Christmas Sweater Party. My favorite. Rock your ugliest holiday attire you've got when you come into Zoom with us. We are going to wrap up 2022 with anyone who wants to share their favorite shred moments. Our motto for 2022 was discover you. So what is your biggest takeaway from that motto? If you feel empowered to share that, reach out to me, reach out to Sean. We'll get a way to organize who is looking to share, but join us next Wednesday night for our ugly sweater call. Also excited to announce the board met yesterday and we put together some fabulous ideas, but we also put together the calendar for 2023 for all of the monthly group shreds. Be aware that we were very mindful. They laugh at me, but I looked at Father's Day, I looked at Mother's Day, I looked at Easter. We were discussing 4th of July versus celebration. So we really are mindful and purposeful with the dates that we chose for the 11-day shred. I see Jesse making faces at me because he knows that's just who I am. I mean, you just have to accept my New England Taurus mentality because that's who I am. But those dates are in the community. Joni has already built us a beautiful graphic for January. January Shred kicks off January 16th to give our shredders time to come back from NICO and make sure we're sharing it forward with everybody we want to. You can share it and invite them to our community at www.ershredders.com. You can also invite those not on Facebook to follow the protocol at ershred.com. Everything in our Facebook community is always available on our website. And if there's anything else I am missing, please reach out to me. My concert is over. I might be able to think a little bit, but it is 7th and 8th grade before Christmas break, so I'll do my best. And that's what I've got. And I'm going to kick it back to you, Sean.
All right. Thank you, Heather, so much. And thank you for taking the time to do all of that and to get those dates all pinned down. It does matter, and people do like to plan. And also, when you think of marketing, we want to get as many people as we can for that New Year's shred, January 16th. Think about who you know. I mean, come on, who do you know that wants to get healthier? Listen to the stories tonight. You'll start to understand why, we're all so passionate about this. I am so passionate about ER Shred. I'm talking to everybody I can about it because even still, 2.5 years later, because I don't know any other way to get people to really, take hold and control of their diet and ultimately their health and their well-being in such a short amount of time. And so it's a gift. I view it as a gift. With all that said, thank you so much. Acknowledgements. Jesse, appreciate your call, last night with Hens and Trace. Man, it was so cool the way you did that, Jesse. I just want to acknowledge you. Very, very cool concept of having Trace on by herself IsaBody winner, Hens on by himself, and then having the couple on together. So if you guys missed that, it's on YouTube. And I'm sure Crystal will get it on the podcast. Just, man, it really touched me. And, we have one of them. We have Hens here as well tonight that's going to kick us off. So we'll start with that, you guys. Hens Walker from New Zealand, are you out there?
Hey, Sean. Hey, team. I'm absolutely here.
How are you, brother?
I'm always good. Always good.
Oh, man, I'm so grateful you're here. I really, really enjoyed, all the calls, all three of your calls. They're going to be rebroadcast because, you guys just really reach people. You guys have this special ability to touch people. You're very genuine. We'll start this off, Hens, in an official way. Where are you calling in from specifically?
So we're calling from Gisborne, New Zealand, and it is actually the 15th of December today. So we are the future. You're looking at the future. And although it's not good to look in the past, I know you guys are, doing well back there. But that's where we're calling from, and absolutely thrilled to be here and honored to have this platform to obviously share this gift, like you said, Sean. What we have here is a gift, and absolutely honored to be here.
Well, thank you, Hens. And I wanted to ask you, second question, who was it who shared ER Shred with you?
So it was my wife, firstly, who obviously shared it with me. But for, I guess, collectively, it was, we had Jackson Parr, Jackie Mackley, that crew. And that's kind of the
amazing,
people that
amazing people, man.
Yeah.
Amazing people. I love them all dearly. We all love them dearly. And then what is your passion? What would you tell people is your passion in life?
Empowerment. There's no other greater feeling or desire but to empower others. Yeah. Firstly, knowing what it feels like to feel empowered, to be inspired, and obviously to just give that back to someone, or to get someone empowered. That's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I want to encourage everybody again, after you hear the call tonight, please go on our YouTube channel, watch Hens' interview. It touched me like crazy. I mean, it really touched me. It made me emotional. And because, we all think we all have it tough, right? Like we all do that. And, and then, you hear some stories and you go, damn, like that guy had it harder than me, and he's showing up. So mad respect for you. Hens, give me an idea, give everybody an idea. What is your ER Shred journey? If I was to say, what is ER Shred? How did it affect you? How did it, I know you're already in Isagenix. You're an IsaBody Challenge winner, right? So that's significant. I mean, that's a big freaking deal. Mad respect. That's amazing. What is ER Shred? It came into your life, and what did it do for you?
Yeah, so obviously, just like our Isagenix journey, ER Shred came across my path just as a simple support person for Trace, where she was at in her journey. ER Shred come across her path, spoke to me about it, and I therefore supported her in that. But I mean, again, for myself, you always end up on your own journey, and it was, for me, definitely just more a reset, like the elimination reset, that phase there. It is definitely what I needed at that time. Went through a couple of mental struggles, but ER Shred just gave me that platform, I guess, to get myself back into the zone, into the frame where I wanted to be. And obviously from that point to now, I really want to honor the flexibility and diversity that ER Shred allows us in our lifestyle. You know, you can utilize ER Shred at any level that you want, you know, to fit into your lifestyle. It's not just one size fits all, you know what I mean? It's definitely diverse to your goals and whatever you want to achieve.
I would say it's flexible. I think it's flexible, and I think that's a good thing. And I think the way that we approach educating other people about it is from a place of not knowing everything. Whereas most people that share their way of doing things, it's my way. It's my way. I know what to do. My way is the only way, and everybody else is wrong. And we're more like, dude, like, just use this to learn about yourself, but you know, your journey should be unique to you. That's the cool part. I love that. Okay. And then I wanted to ask you, like, what specific benefits did you realize yourself, health benefits, did you notice from doing, you know, eating this way and doing the protocol? What have you noticed?
Okay, so just a quick disclaimer, you know, don't claim any healing or any cures, but for me, ER Shred has allowed me to come off all inflammatory medication. I'm due a hip surgery, and it was, you know, doing a lot to my gut health and things like that. So through ER Shred, I've been able to stay off all medication, and inflammation levels are minimal. They're not gone, but they are minimal, and you know, it has definitely had a massive effect positively for myself in that area.
No kidding. So, I mean, of course, like you shared the disclaimer, we would never encourage anybody to go off their medications. It's important that if you're being treated by a doctor, that you stay on your medications and so forth. You know, and we'll post the disclaimers in the chat. But let me ask you this, Hens. When you say that it helped you in that way, what was life like before? Like, you have a pretty active lifestyle, right? I know you have a ranch. I know you have sheep. I know you have cattle. I mean, you guys have a pretty shred-tastic life. It's awesome. In what way has it helped you with your performance around what you have to do?
Yeah, so I think for myself, it's just the level, I guess, that I can push my body, you know, to be able to do that little bit more extra that I didn't have in the tank, and just that little bit more, okay, get up and go, you know, a bit more fitness, but more awareness, mind clarity in tasks that I'm handed or given or put myself to. So, you know, just all that sort of thing around focus. Yeah, it's definitely my performance in my day-to-day, that's for sure.
Killer. Can you tell everybody, all the dads out there, right? A lot of dads out there, a lot of dad bods out there, right? Dad bodies, dad bods. So, you know, dads let themselves go. And this is just, I mean, I did through my 20s and my 30s. I let myself go. And I didn't want to. I was trying my damnedest to push back, but I did. But your Isagenix results with the Isagenix products and your IsaBody transformation, like, how different is the you now than you used to be? Is the contrast pretty significant?
Yeah, I guess, you know, there's definitely a level of, what's the right word? Not separation, but definitely, I guess, a definitive change in the way that I feel myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely a lot less eating and calories, if you say, because of the way you are eating through ER Shred, you know, it's a lot more satisfying, I guess. You know, you're not having to eat the amounts to compensate calories burnt or all that sort of thing, just due to eating those beautiful fats that I absolutely love, and so on. So you know, it's definitely in that aspect, you know, I guess if I was to lay it out on a table, what I'd have to eat, or what I was eating, I should say, not what I have to, but what I was eating before ER Shred to now, like the quantity would definitely be a lot less because of the quality.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that you pointed that out, because a lot of people say, well, it's expensive to eat that way.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say that, but you really don't have to eat as much. And because you're eating things that are such nutrient dense things, you don't even have to eat as much, you know. What would you say to people that are, you know, they're looking at this thing and they're going like, I really want to key in on the men out there. I mean, because a lot of the men, you know, they're in denial. They are. You said it, brother. I mean, you said it so many times. You're like, I'm fine the way I am, just as is. You know, take me as I am. Like I hang on every word you said. And it's like, that's how men are, bro. Like they're all that way. What would you speak to those men? I mean, what would you say to them to hopefully get them to, and by the way, you know, again, guys, if you don't know Henz's entire story, we're not going to get it tonight, but go watch his call with Jesse, please, and you'll get the whole story. And the story is so significant that they won a nationwide contest. And, you know, this is not an easy thing to do. The story was that significant. So what would you say to those men out there that are just like, take me as is, I'm fine?
Yeah, so you know, something that in a recent post I wrote, I guess the context is put aside the pride for the better life. You know, for me, it was definitely that aspect of just putting aside that pride and choosing a better life for myself, for my family, for my wife, you know, to show up better. And yeah, it's not selfish. Like I said, it's not selfish to take care of yourself as a man, you know, because we are more than a man. We are a leader. We are, you know, an example to those that look up to us. Yeah. You know, for example, our children, those around us. So definitely, yeah, definitely just, you know, put aside the pride, and you know, it's for the betterment of your future as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You were talking in one of your posts about your Maui heritage, and it touched me. I'm familiar with, you know, parts of that culture. I grew up with a lot of Polynesian culture. And so I would love for you, and I want to invite you, brother, to please keep showing up in our community, and please keep offering that kind of context and content, because it is needed. And what comes natural to you, maybe, and what, you know, you've learned and what you've embraced, it's just not the norm. And believe me, over here in the States, you know, we have, oh my God, there's a lot of people suffering, and it's not just their health. It's relationship health, it's mental health, it's emotional health. It's, you know, yeah. So please bring that. I'm going to invite you to please keep showing up as you do and offering up that content for our tribe, if you would. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Much love to you all. Thank you.
All right. We love you. All right, you guys. So Henz came from New Zealand, and I didn't want to keep him any longer, and he had to go first because he's got a whole day ahead of him to get busy with, and he did that on the spur of the moment. In fact, his wife says, Trey says, hey, you know, you need him? Hey, have him. And I'm going, these guys have done so much. Jesse, I mean, these guys have done so much, and they have shown up so big, and I'm just like, I don't want to make him come onto this too, but this is just the kinds of people we're dealing with. They're just very, very anxious to serve and to support and to empower, as he said. Our next share is Dresden Wheel. Are you out there, Dresden? And can you unmute?
Hey, how's it going? I'm here.
Hey, Dresden, good to have you on here, man. Thank you for joining us. Where are you calling from?
Los Angeles, California, Killer Cali.
All right. LA, very cool. And who was it that shared ER Shred with you?
That was Kim Ford.
Kim Ford. She is an
Yeah,
amazing personal trainer.
yeah, her IG is, I believe, MILF Body Fitness.
What is it?
MILF Body Fitness on Instagram.
Very cool. She's amazing. We love her. And she's helped a lot of people. So shout out Kim Ford, and I think you're on the call, and I'm hoping you can say a few words thereafter. But and what's your passion?
Changing people's lives, man.
Really? Oh, that's killer. I love that.
That's through that's what I do. That's my profession. I do a thing called scalp micropigmentation. So basically it's almost like a three-dimensional hair. It's like a hair tattoo, pretty much, medical grade.
Oh, dude, I've seen it. One of the top leaders in Isogenics posted a post where he's like all vulnerable. And he's like, I just don't want to, I want to be honest with everybody. I got this tattoo on the top of my head. And he was like, I was feeling self-conscious about a little bald spot I had up here. It looked awesome.
Yeah, man. So that's what I do.
That's cool. Yeah. So you totally do.
That was my calling.
I love that. How long you been doing that?
About 4 years.
Man, that's great. No, that's wonderful. When that's one of those other things we talk about. Like, are we impacting people, their self-esteem, their confidence, God, it's big time. So I get it. You'll like this. I want to share this with you. People say, why is it we want to do that for people so much? Why is it we want to help people that much? What is that about? And it's about the gratitude. It really is. Like, if you think about it, what you crave and why you're passionate about what you do is because the gratitude that you feel from other people, it fills you up. It's the highest vibrational energy on the planet Earth is gratitude. And when they give that to you, it's just better than money, man. It's like better than any drug. It's better than anything. Would you agree?
Oh man, I totally agree. Like, I do stuff, pro bono sometimes, man, out of just to help people out, because I could kind of read people and I'm like, you know what, this person may not have that much. So I want to offer something to help them out. And at the end of the day, that's what gets me off. That's like a high for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, by me doing that, I feel like I'll be rewarded from the universe 10 times fold.
Dude, you're just like us. That is so cool. We're like you. You're like us. Do you have a website or anything we could check out? Just
yeah, the scalpmaster.com.
Scalpmaster.com. Okay, cool. All right, very cool. And Dresden, what did ER Shred do for you? I saw your before and after pictures. I was going to ask you during this call if it would be okay if I flashed those for everybody on the screen. Is that cool?
Flash it.
Yeah. So yeah, give us an idea. You do ER Shred. Kim refers it to you. Are you someone who trains with Kim?
I was training with Kim for about 3 months.
Oh, very cool. Love that.
So I trained with her.
All right. And she's an amazing trainer.
Yeah, I trained with her for about 2 months. And then the last month is when I actually went on to the ER Shred program.
Okay. All right. And what kind of things did you notice from doing it? Was it hard? Give us the whole spiel.
It's just about self-discipline. I'm that type of person, that I don't like to put things off. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll wait till Monday, or my New Year's resolution will be this. But I'm all about, I'm living in the now. So I'm all about, let's go, let's do it now. The hardest part, I thought, for me would be the cleanse days. I thought I was going to really be like super drained from that, and it was going to be tough mentally and physically, but man, I kind of winged through those. I had some cravings, but to me, I was just about keeping my mind occupied and doing other things and just sticking to it. There was days where I was just like, man, I'm dying to eat. And Kim she'd reach out, like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm so hungry right now. I want to eat. But yeah, I thought it was going to be pretty tough, but those 2 days, man, I winged through it, and seeing the results was just mind blowing. because I can't,
Yeah.
sometimes we look in the mirror and we really can't see it. And I think it's very important. That's why people show befores and afters, because then you're like, oh my God, that's what I looked like before.
That's right. How much, I mean, I'm going to show everybody and I'm going to keep talking just so that everybody can get a good glance of this. This is one of the first photos, a profile photo. Kim had said 25 days on ER Shred, I think she had said. I'm going to scroll down to the next one and I'm going to keep talking only because if I don't, it might lose the picture. So you guys check out this. I mean, this is absolutely mind-boggling for me. That is not a lot of time, and that is an unbelievable difference. To me, that looks like a completely different person. I'm blown away. I'm blown away, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of people were like, when they saw that, they were like, man, you look like you were like like you're ready for like the UFC or something, man.
You do look like a UFC fighter in that after photo. You
crazy.
look like you're ready to go to war. You look like
know
you're
what?
at your fighting weight.
Yeah, I put the story up on my Instagram, on Reel, and a lot of people reached out to me too, and they were sending me their befores and afters, and I guess they were just kind of hesitant to, to express that to the world or to show people. But I just, I don't hold anything back. Like I want to see, let people know the transformation and just see like, anything is possible. You put your mind to it and you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. What other benefits? I mean, obviously it's obvious you lost a considerable amount of weight. Do you know how much you lost?
I think I lost something about like 20 some pounds.
That's amazing. And what other health benefits do you know how many inches you lost around the waist? Because that's the thing that blows my mind the most, actually, is how much your waist. Look at this, you guys. You can't fake that. Don't tell me you can fake that, because you can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Kim actually, she took all my measurements. I would have to look back and see what
I'd like to know how many inches on the waist. I bet you it's probably 7 or 8 just looking at it.
Yeah, something
But
he actually lost about almost 5.5 inches.
God, it looks like 7 or 8, but 5.5 inches. Think about that, guys. Think about what that does in terms of, did you have to go get new clothes?
No, I just started not really. I wear shorts a lot, so winter time, like all that. So
what other health benefits did you realize?
Man, so I had a lot of issues with my knees, a lot of inflammation, and I've had problems with my knees throughout the years. Just when we're younger, they don't really tell us to take a step back. We're just playing full hard. So me playing a lot of basketball, that was my exercise 24/7 every day. Basketball.
Oh yeah.
I was super active, and throughout the years it took toll on my knees. And then being on this ER Shred, I kind of noticed just changing my diet up a little bit more, it started relieving some of that pain. So I was having issues walking up and down my stairs, up hills, down hills. It was really painful. And then on this program, it really reduced a lot of that. The inflammation, the swelling, it went down. It was to the point where I was actually trying to get an MRI from my doctor too, because I was like, I need to see like what's going on with my knees. And they took so long. At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't need you guys anymore. Like I feel like I'm already getting to the bottom of it.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. I relate. I think everybody on the call relates. Just unbelievable how when we feed the body what it's intended to eat, the body, it just appears as though everything seems to work better.
Yeah.
Another question for you would be, did you notice anything in terms of a different kind of energy? Did you notice anything about, more sustained energy, like Hens had mentioned? Did you ever notice a feeling of, damn, I feel good?
Yeah, I feel 10 times better. I don't wake up in the morning with, pain, back pain, any of that now. I feel like my body is just like a machine right now. I'm just ready to go,
That's cool.
Good. And
Man,
also,
I'm just going to say steak and shake for the win. But what were you going to say?
I would say all day. Yeah. It also helped me cut out a lot of stuff that, you know, that I was putting in my body that I think was the cause of a lot of stuff too. I completely cut like a lot of carbs out. But I know that carbs are good for us, you know, a little small intake of it at times. I cut dairy out. My big thing was, you know, sweets, Cokes, sodas. I'm a sucker for donuts, man. Like you put me in a room full of donuts, it's over. So and where Kim lives too, there's a donut shop that I really love up there. So I had to
Oh,
avoid that a
shoot.
lot. But yeah, I completely cut sweets out, man, soda out. I use my body as a machine, man. I fuel it to what I need and to keep me going through
Yeah.
the day.
Damn, boy, you really are an ER shredder, and I'm so glad you came on because everything you're saying is just so spot on. And I don't need to share my story. I've shared it thousands of times, but man, like your story's hitting me so much because I'm like, dude, that's me. Like and it meant so much to me. Like I just have to tell you, it meant so much to me to feel well. I remember getting emotional and crying because I was like, man, I never thought I'd feel good again. And then I had this thought, Dresden, have I felt this good even ever since I was like 13 or 14 years old? And I was like, damn, I might even feel better than I did when I was 13 or 14. Like, this is crazy. And it just is that good. So you're touching me and I really appreciate it. What would you say to the men out there that are like, nah, man, I'm okay. I'm good. Like, I bet you in that before picture, I bet you were like, hey, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good the way I am. Like, is there even a comparison, the you now and the you before?
Oh yeah, I'm a whole nother beast, but the same animal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's killer. So
I
you
would
would tell people to go for it.
go for it and stay out of my way because you know I'm coming for you and don't put it off, you know, like everyone does. Like that's the motto, you know, like people just get too comfortable within their own skin, you know, and they're afraid to take that step, you know. And it's like with anything in life, you know, fight or flight, you know, it's either you're gonna do it or you're just gonna keep talking about it, that one day you're gonna do it and hopefully a miracle just lands in your lap that it's gonna just come to you. But you got to go out there and get it. You got to take it for what it is, you know.
Yeah.
That's why when you know, the ER shred came up on my and it presented itself to me, I was like, yeah, I'm going all in on this. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna lack.
So badass. On those cleanse days, were you employing that bone broth to help
Yeah,
with hunger?
yeah, I did. I would do the cleanse in the morning. I was doing it strategically, how it was
Yeah.
8 o'clock, 10 o'clock broth, you know, 12
Good.
o'clock cleanse, 2 o'clock broth.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would do an extra broth just to kind of
Good.
just, you know, cut the craving a little bit.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, it helped out a lot, man.
How many donuts do you eat now?
None. I haven't
You
had one.
haven't been eating donuts why? Why don't you want to have some fun?
No, not right now. Maybe for the new year. I'll bring the new year in with a donut.
Dude, I know how it is because it's like here's the choice, right? Okay, Dresden, watch. It's like, you know, hey, over here in door A, we have this quality of life.
Yeah.
And in door B, we have this quality of life. And it's just this conscious decision. You look at the donut and you go, I don't want to feel like that though. It's just what it is. I don't want to feel like that.
Right down. Plus, I have daughters and they're super active, so I have to be on my game too. I have to be, you know,
Yeah.
soccer, football, baseball. Like I gotta, you know, I just can't be right there in the bleachers and just go. You know, I need to be
Yeah.
out too, like showing them this is how you do it.
That's
So
awesome,
you know,
man.
so being on this program, man, it really, yeah, it changed my life. You know, 100.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. This is our new ER Shred Hero Warrior right here. We got to throw up swords. Oh, we got to throw up swords, everybody, because this guy, just awesome. You're awesome, brother. I hope you'll keep showing up. I hope you'll join our group. I'm sure you're in there and be part of our community. Enjoyed the hell out of you. I'm sure Jesse will speak to that as well. Thank you so much for coming on, Dresden.
I appreciate you guys and everything. yeah, I'm probably gonna do it again, you know, a couple more times.
Yeah, that'd be
So by
great,
next,
man.
so by
That'd be
next,
great.
so by next summer, I'm just looking like a whole nother.
Yeah, dude, like it's unbelievable. And it gets better and better and better. It really does. It gets better and better and better. So, and I wanted to speak to Dresden's comment about feeling hungry on those cleanse days. I love when people are honest. I love it. I know we all love it. So thank you for that. And, you know, there's two ways to look at that. Man, we should be reaching more men. And that's why I was so excited to have these two men on tonight. We should be reaching more men because we eat so savage. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of fun. We eat like kings and queens here at ER Shred. And, you know, come on. I mean, it's meats, it's fats, it's, you know, this is not deprivation. This is not starvation. It is so badass. It's the ancestral way of eating. Like, what is better than that to get well and to thrive eating like we were intended to eat? That is so awesome. I love it. We got to reach more men. I think you guys are going to help us reach a lot more men. So thank you for coming on tonight. And I like the thought of ancestral. Jesse, I'm sure will speak to this, you know, at different points throughout, you know, the future, but the ancestral tenet of fasting, like our ancestors, they didn't always have food, and they didn't have that damn microwave, and they didn't have that damn DoorDash and food hub, SubHub, whatever the hell it is. And they didn't have restaurants and fast food and drive-throughs, you know, and there were times where they went without food. Did you know that there's people that have gone over a year without eating? A year. And they've been fine. You can live as long as you have reserves. Our body's intended to thrive on fat, even its own fat. It's very fascinating. But you guys, like, we can go without solid food for a period of time and still thrive and actually be better for it. In fact, check this out. Isagenix released it was a stat with a study behind it that said when you fast like that for 2 consecutive days, your growth hormone goes up 500%. 500%. It's crazy cool.
Crazy.
All right. Thank you so much, Dresden. You the man. I want to see if Kim has, you know, Kim, I know we had talked about you being able to just chime in and share how you feel about Dresden's experience and his share. I just want to ask first, Kim, how does it make you feel when you change someone's life like that?
Well, like Dre was saying, it's so gratifying. Like, if you can do something for somebody else, you do it without the expectation of something in return, but you do it just for the gratification of knowing that you've helped to improve somebody's life. And I mean, with Dre, I've known him and his girl Larissa for a long time. And to be able to see him go from like where we started through the changes and come out the other side, and just, I mean, even though I saw him 3 times a week for 3 months, to put those pictures together and to see what he accomplished was just, I was so proud of him and so happy that I could help him do that. And he just killed the shred, man. He just went in it. I mean, but he's that kind of guy. He's like, get out of my way. He's like, let me go. I'm going for it, you know? And he really did. He went all in and he got out more than he put into it, which is, it's great.
Yeah, I love that. I want to thank you. While we have you here, I want to thank you for sharing this beyond yourself, for lending your credibility as a health professional to ER Shred. And I want to thank you for the post that you put out. I want everybody to go follow Kim Ford and just check out some of the posts. I'm not putting pressure on you to keep showing up and put out stuff, but like some of the posts you put out have been very entertaining. So I've really appreciated it. And that's what I want ER Shred to be. I want it to be this community where we all clap for each other, because God damn it, like a lot of people aren't getting that, you know, in their daily life. And as a tribe, we should be doing that for each other, complimenting one another, helping each other unearth our unique talents, and offering up what we can, and then feeling the gratitude like we had talked about. So anything that you would like to add to what he said, or, you know, as a personal trainer, anything that you'd like to add to what's been said?
I mean, the main thing, just for anybody listening that doesn't exercise regularly, if you're worried that you cannot do that, or you should do it after you do the shred, or you can't combine the two, it's actually a great idea to just go ahead and get it all done, because the way that you feel, the way your body changes, and like you're saying, after your 2 cleanse days, your HGH levels are out the roof. So you actually have, not when you're cleansing, not on the cleanse days, but on the steak and shake days, you have so much energy and so much endurance and the ability to create like just stronger workouts. You can go for it harder and really hit your goals. So it's honestly, it's the perfect thing to combine with any kind of fitness program, whether you're just beginning or whether you've been lifting weights. I literally recommend it to everybody that I talk to. So
Yeah.
like every
Yeah.
single client, every single friend, everybody.
Yeah, I want everybody to type in their YouTube ER Shred Kim Ford, and I think your story will pop up. Everybody should go back and review that, because
That would be
your
cool.
story is amazing. I mean, it is amazing. It's just awesome that we have people of your caliber coming on board and then reaching out beyond yourself, because it is so unorthodox.
Yeah, it's very extreme, but I've read Russell Brunson, who, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's huge in terms of marketing. He invented ClickFunnels. He's a god, literally, in the business world. And he says, if you're going to be successful, you have to be extreme. If you're mainstream, you blend in with everybody else, your ideas, your business, your brand, whatever it is. So, the ER Shred is extreme in, if you've never seen it or heard of it before, but I think it gets everybody's attention because of that, but it also works. So it's great that it catches attention because it is very different. It's not, what do you call it? The caveman diet, or like the carnivore diet. It's not keto. It's not Whole30. It's none of that. You're taking all the best parts of different nutritional plans and you're putting them together. You're fitting all of the pieces together so you get the perfect result, and something that's sustainable long term, like for the rest of your life. And that's what's most important. So I think it's great that we are like totally extreme.
I do too. And I think if anybody looked at us on the surface and said, oh, that's a gimmicky type thing, they haven't looked deep enough, because we literally teach intuition. Like, we literally teach people how to learn how to intuitively build their own unique dietary blueprint. That's rare. It's actually it's people would say that that's impossible, but once you strip things down to a base and you get people to a point where they can interpret, I mean, some creepy cool stuff starts happening. And people, how does a guy like that likes donuts that much, he's like, I don't need no donuts.
Well,
he's like, I don't need donuts.
Donuts are my kryptonite too.
Do you eat donuts? Do you still eat them?
No, I don't. Let's see, I don't know the last time I had one. But I wouldn't eat them often during the year because, I know they're not good for me, but if they're in the room, I'm going to eat them. So I just would never go get them. But
right.
But it's true. Like, if you're not craving that stuff, it empowers you.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said empowerment. I think it was Hens said empowerment. And I've often asked people, what's one word that comes to your mind when you think about ER Shred? And oftentimes people say empowerment.
Yeah.
You are awesome, Kim Ford. We love you. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. And thank you for everything that you and Jesse and Heather and the whole community does. I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. We need to have you on another big, long call soon. So I'm sure that'll happen too, because, you've certainly demonstrated that you're committed and that you're helping a lot of people. So thank you.
Right on. You're welcome.
Right on. Right on. All right. We've got one more share, and then I'm going to let our nutrition coach, Jesse James Jamnick, close us out. He's probably getting antsy tonight because this has been a very good call, very fun, with a lot of incredible tidbits that I'm sure he's been picking up on. So with that said, Mimi Terrell, are you out there?
Mute. There we go. I was trying to unmute. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm actually right across the street from the beach in South Florida.
All right,
me
South
hear.
Florida, right across
Oh, hang on.
the.
Yeah,
I can show you how to send an email, honey.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Got it. So we had to mute somebody. So Mimi, and I mean, we don't need to keep this as formal with you. Mimi Terrell is like, we named an award after her. It's called the Heart of ER Shred. We've named many people the Heart of ER Shred, but there's a criteria involved. You got to be involved with ER Shred for 6 months. We did that by design because we don't want this to be some fad thing where people just kind of show up with flash in the pan and then they disappear. But we actually named the award after Mimi. And Mimi, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I hope you'll really listen and take this to heart. Just because we named the award after you, it doesn't mean that you are eternally required to show up and show out and perform and be everything to everybody, which I have a sneaky feeling that is the pressure that you've put upon yourself. But the award that we named after you is because of, really, I mean, it's not because of what you do or will do, or it's because of you and who you are and how special you are to all of us. So I hope that relieves some form of pressure from you, because I know you've got a lot going on in your life right now.
I do. I have. I will tell you this. There are two words that I use to describe ER Shred in the beginning. Was that it was a human experience, because it really opened up everything in my human self, you know, physically and mentally and spiritually and psychologically. And it just began the healing that I needed after so many years of drama, trauma, addiction, you know, just it was made a lot of bad choices and got in some situations that were not easily handled, but I survived them and I came through them. But I would say now that I've been thinking about it tonight, and I think all of 2020, the end of 2020 was my rebirth, you know, with ER Shred. I came alive. I actually came alive on day 4 and cleared a stall full of sand, and I was working with horses, and I was really happy to be out there. But when I did the ER Shred by day 5, I couldn't believe what was happening just to my my thought processes, and I was enjoying nature a lot more. But I think all of 2022 has been more difficult for me because I have had to heal and recover from the virus 2 times. I've moved twice, and both times during a tropical storm. I've just, you know, a lot of things. I've moved in with elderly parents, and one's fighting cancer and the other's 92, and just dealing with being 92. So I'm trying to manage 2 people, and I started really feeling like I lost something. But the times that I've gone live, and I shared this with Crystal, I said, listen, Crystal, I don't even feel like the Heart of ER Shred anymore, because my heart's not where I want it to be. I'm managing and handling, and I just don't know how I'm going to deal with all of this and come out on the other side okay. And so maybe that's probably, you know, something I put on myself. But I will tell you this, ER Shred, the actual protocol and living the lifestyle and spending time out in nature for all of 2021 and being with animals and being more sensitive. ER Shred gave me my sensitivity back. My soul became more sensitive. My personality just lit up. My body became more sensitive, like to foods and to just, you know, like you get a feeling when you're around someone and you can feel someone's aura. It made me sensitive in my thought processes because I started understanding what people were meaning when they were saying what they're saying. You know, it gave me an intuition. So sensitivity and intuition is really what it's given me. 2022, I'm telling you, has been a bear. and I still smile and I still laugh and I still write songs, but not as often. I will tell you this. I've been battling with depression, and a lot of that is my situation. But there are a few key people that I can reach out to, and they're all ER Shred in the group. There are just a select few that I can be open and honest with to my bare soul. But that's because of my history. I probably could say anything to anyone, and it would be accepted, and I wouldn't be judged. But the truth is, all my life I've been judged. All my life I've been told I wasn't, measuring up. And so with this group, the community, I really felt like I needed to grab a hold of it and just like swing from the trees and write songs. And I'd see a post and I would just go on fire with someone over on Messenger. I mean, this gave me my family, a different kind of family. And I just really appreciate all of the community. The fact that you and Crystal have taken me and on the side personally, talked with me. Susan Rothman is my rock sometimes, and I can say anything to her, and she'll send back one statement. I'd be like, "Dang it! I knew she was going to say that," but I always do what she tells me. Heather is just phenomenal, and she for a time was sending me ukulele songs. I'm telling you, when this year ends, I'm coming out in January. And it's not like I'm putting an end to anything or a beginning to anything. But I will tell you this, we had the scan from my mom today, the PET scan, and we will have the information in a week. And then I'll know where I'm going to go from here. But up until, from the time that I came to Delray Beach until now, I've been in full service to both parents. And I've really been trying to pour from an empty vessel. I just haven't been taking care of myself. So the times when I needed to reach out, I have, and I appreciate everybody. I just know that living the lifestyle, and staying as close to the protocol style of eating, has kept my weight down. I started at 153 and I'm still down in the, like the 130s, but I put on 10 pounds, and probably part of that is cortisol. I was told my adrenals
stress.
were low functioning, but I'm coming back. And the times I go live when I'm happy like this, those are the pieces of me that were born of ER Shred. Those are the parts of me that came alive that are still there. I don't feel like I've lost anything. I just feel kind of dampered. And
I love it. I love I want one of our I guess one of our core values to be authentic. And
Yeah.
I faked feeling well in Isagenix. I faked feeling well for so long, and it was a miserable thing. It was awful to fake it. I want to be genuine and I want to be authentic. And I love that you're doing that tonight. It is very brave and it takes courage. And don't ever feel like any of us are disappointed in you. And this is not some sales marketing pitch type thing. This is real. This is community. So don't ever feel like you have to show up perfect all the time. In fact, what you're doing for other people, and you're going to get a lot of feedback. Guys, if you feel from Mimi relief that, good God, thank God I'm not the only one that falters, that falls on my face, that gains some weight back, that gets overwhelmed, that gets stressed, that gets sick, then show her some love. Let her know that she spoke to you tonight. I better, Mimi,
yes.
I love you so much.
Love you.
I just wanted to say one more thing before we turn it over to Jesse to close us out, and it is this: ER Shredders. It doesn't
We
get
make the
much
world
better.
much better. Dun, 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 dun. Grass-fed butter. Dun, dun, dun. There really is no other.
It simply meets. We're not all freaks.
We
We
incubate
incubate.
our awesome shakes. Break protein down, then drink it up. Shake and shake times 7. That's what's
That's
up.
what's up.
What's up?
That's what's up. Then you will be in our community. The love we share is an anomaly. Come and join Shred Nation. Bump, bump, bump. This is your invitation. Yeah. Mika,
Yes.
thank you for letting me see the boys. Hi, boys.
And I
Tell,
need
tell
to throw
Auntie
this-
where we're going.
We're going
Where are
to
you
the
going?
baptized.
No, we're going to the Australian Zoo to attend the Variety Kids
Oh.
Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yay. I hope you see the monkeys. They're usually fun.
And I have to throw this out there before we kick it over to Jesse. I'm interrupting.
Okay.
On our YouTube channel, there is a Music with Mimi playlist. Go and listen to all of her songs that she has shared. That is in there with a matching video. And I see somebody not wanting us to refer to his song that's on that playlist as well. So go check it out.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Jesse
All right,
boy.
thank you so
Follow
much for
that,
having me
Jesse.
here.
Follow that. Close us out, brother. Jesse's our ER Shred ambassador around the, he's our nutrition coach. He's amazing. You all know him. Jesse, you want to close us out and speak to the stories tonight?
Yeah, I gotta absorb all that first. Gotta absorb all that goodness
Feels
first.
good.
Yeah, I'm with you on the men thing. I think and this isn't to take anything away from the women, obviously, but I think it's just such a beautiful thing. I see James on here and Hen's on here, and now we're having so many others, and it's just it's absolutely amazing. And by the way, bro, I need some serious help with my head. I gotta come fly out to LA because holy smokes, no matter how much good food I put in my body, I can't get my hair to grow back. It's
Come
unbelievable.
out here. I'll take care of you, man. I got you.
Bro,
Come see
seriously,
me.
don't tempt me to go out west. But listen, here's I got this feeling. I got to run with this feeling. And Mimi, you brought this up, and it's so. I just want to remind you all, these stories are what they do for me is. But you guys showing up, it creates such hope. Hope is such an amazing, powerful word, and there's so many millions of reasons not to show up. There's so many millions of reasons not to show up. And what I hear week after week after week after week, and we've heard it for 2.5 years now, and it's only going to keep going and getting bigger and bigger, is that when you say yes to yourself, you give yourself hope again. And this isn't about physical, right? This is one of the things why I wanted to do this and why I was so keen to give so much time, is because I'm so tired of the bullshit nutrition fitness messages. I'm so tired of all the fake stuff that's out there. And by you guys all showing up, you're giving more hope to yourself, your family, and then you give that hope to other people. And it's just such a beautiful thing. And I don't know if Mimi's still on here, but I just want to remind you guys too, along the process, that I love these authentic stories too. And I can't tell you all how appreciative I am of you sharing from the heart, because there's so many people that just beat themselves up and beat themselves up and beat themselves up over and over again. And when you have a community like this that allows you to just show up real and authentic, and they cheer you on and they support you, and like Sean said, you can get in there and you can help somebody else. I mean, did you see the vibrational energy shift in yourself, Mimi, at the end? It's just like that. It's just like that. You have that ability. You have that choice. So stop beating yourself up all the time. Realize that life is hard And there's gonna be hard things, and you're gonna just need to show up sometimes anyways, even when you don't want to show up. You gotta show up, whether it's not wanting to go to the gym, not wanting to crawl your ass out of bed at 4 o'clock, not wanting to respond to emails, not wanting to respond to events, not wanting to respond to yourself, not wanting to respond to daily life, not wanting to be an adult, this thing they call adulting. But just show up, right? Choose your health first. We see this week after week, what the possibilities are of when you choose that, what happens, right? We hear it, right? The last thing that we hear.
I think we might have dropped him altogether.
I promise I didn't kick him out this time.
He said, I'm trying to figure out where he was going with that. The last thing we need to hear. We'll see if he comes back on. I like to see the change in Jesse's energy as well. Jesse's so genuine. He gets so freaking fired up when he hears these stories and he thinks about, oh my gosh, like there's people out there that need us. There's people out there that need us. And it just, you can just watch him. He starts to get charged and he turns into like this caged lion. And he's just like, let me go, let me go, let me go. It's like a bucking bronco, you know, or a steer, you know, they get them ready to go and they're in that cage and they're like, you know, open it. And the thing just starts going crazy. Jesse loves transformations. He's hooked on it. So anyway, he said his computer died. I think I'm just going to go ahead and close us out. You guys join us for the January 16th shred. Tell everybody you know, invite them to join us. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. What's the worst that could happen? They might say no. What's the worst that could happen? They might, you know, what? They might dodge it. They might, I don't know. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They weren't doing it anyway. They weren't going to do it. And if they say no or they don't do it, they're not going to be doing it, but there's really no loss. So I just want to invite everybody. I once heard about a man that stood on the corner of a street and he says, you know, anybody can get kissed if you ask enough people. And he just kept saying, giving out free kisses with a sign. Sure enough, man got kissed. All I'm saying is we have something, we possess something that's too good not to share. And I want to reach more people. I know you guys do too. When I meet people and I look at these people and I think, man, they need this. They really need this. It's not from a place of self-righteousness. It's not from a posture of my way is better than yours, or, you know, you're wrong and I'm right. It's not like that. It's just from a place of sincerity and going beyond oneself. You know, we save ourselves first. And then guess what? You think I'm going to say we save others, right? It's not true. That's not the Shredder's way. We save ourselves first, and then we show other people how to save themselves. That's the Shredder's way. All right, y'all, I'm going to unmute it. I love you guys. Good night. Happy holidays. I hope you'll come to our ugly sweater party next week.
I'll see y'all next week, and if not, and then at Nico.
All right, you guys. Good night, everybody. Thanks for our guests tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
So much for sharing your stories.
Good
Awesome.
night,
I look forward to
everybody.
this call.
You guys are awesome.
Love the stories. Awesome.